if I'm hanging out with Nell, let's just say this is like in between classes. This is the prep rally. It's in the morning. This is probably breakfast time, honestly. So maybe Nell and I are just taking a walk, sort of in the school courtyard, and probably just eating the last bits of breakfast we're carrying around.
Yep. And so yeah, you're in the courtyard outside the cafeteria, and Doc Bulldog will approach you. Madeline, Nell.
Hmm,
Um,
Doctor.
as he'll just say, uh, Yuan, this are two of our brightest students. Nell Zelfir. She comes from the planet Elcor, and Madeline Lafayette. Do you think I
I come from
could,
the planet Earth.
as she'll just say, do you? He'll just say, do you? Could you? I just gave him the faculty tour, but I know that you students might have a better idea of the school than even some of us teachers. So, could I leave him in your capable hands?
Oh, all right. Well, I definitely didn't have anything better to do, but thank you, Doctor. I'll look after him.
Yeah. So
All right, and he'll leave you to your own devices.
I think Yuana will like look left, look like, you're the one who pointed out my flaws at the introduction today, are you not?
I did. You still haven't cleaned it out of your teeth.
Yes, they've been very invested in this tour. I haven't had the time, and he'll like pull out his like mithril hand. That one of the fingers will lengthen to like, sort of a spike. Start picking at it.
You know, the school store is right around the corner. There's floss.
What's floss?
Ah, dear, I'm dealing with another, errand. I guess there's quite a lot to show you then, isn't there? Now, you're at least slightly familiar with all of this. How about we go ahead and show him the bounty of earthly delights he's missing? And she'll turn
Uh,
around to one of the vending machines and pop out a soda. Orange or lime for this one? Orange. It'll all rattle. She'll put in a coin, and go ahead and can you a soda, which of course will be incredibly bubbly, overly sugary, and absolutely terrible for you.
He'll take a drink. Say, you have feast goods in machines?
Far too many, some people think.
Just because I love this sort of thing, can we come up with an off-brand name for the soda in this universe?
uh,
I would love that.
yep. If you can think of a good one, then we'll use it.
All right, I'll do some brainstorming.
Miss Tang.
I'm trying to think of a good Deus Ex joke.
I live for off-brand rip-off, knockoff names.
Ah, gosh, I just don't have a good one right now.
It's okay. We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Orange Cola Explosion. There you go.
Yuan is completely enthralled with the idea that just sweets of this caliber are in machines at the school.
Wait till you get to the school store.
Bubble Up, that's actually a good one. So yeah, here's a can of Bubble Up.
Yeah, I like Bubble Up.
I'd be careful, though. You're not allowed to bring those into class.
Well, of course, class is a place of learning. Feasting is for other areas.
I guess in terms of learning, go ahead and try chugging it all at once. See what
Oh.
happens. It'll be a fun learning experience. And she'll just sort of give a grin over to Nell.
He looks at the drink. Like, But is it not better to savor such?
Oh
Nell is.
no.
You can try and pierce the mask if you want to.
Sure. I'm seeing
No,
how
no.
far Nell wants to go.
I was talking. I was talking about you on.
Oh, okay, you on. Okay.
Yeah, I think I will pierce Madeline's mask. And I have influence over her, so add 1 to this. Ooh, needed that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm clearly toying with you.
Yeah. She's clearly messing with you. So.
Good joviality between friends already. We are becoming so close. You know, like wrap his mithril arm around her and wrap his other arm around Nell. We shall be great companions. The bard shall sing of us for ages to come. I have
A
seen
whole
this on
song
the
and dance, huh?
CW.
I suppose we could do worse than a musical.
One is allowed to break into song in this class? I thought that was only on the lies that was spread through the box.
Oh dear. We're going to have to cover quite a lot, including musical theory now. Let me pull out my notes.
You're a
And
fun
she'll go ahead and pull out her school added phone and we'll actually begin talking musical theory for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think like Yuan is actually well versed in different like it's like archaic musical theory. He knows more about harps, lutes, and things of that nature. But he knows like where to place it and all that good stuff.
I think I know precisely what I need to do. Nell, we need to find Raz, and then we need to go to the music room.
I don't know what you're planning.
You still play the clarinet, don't you, Nell?
Yes.
Good, excellent. Bring it to the music room. We're going to go find Raz. We'll see you there.
All right.
And I'm gonna go hunt down Raz.
Oh,
And
good
bring
lord.
you on with me.
Yeah, I shall follow my new font of wisdom.
While you're doing that, let's go and see what is Paladin up to after the pep rally.
I'm not so sure. I need to think about this. I guess going to the rec room if there's no classes.
There's no classes for until the afternoon.
All right, then let's hang out in the recreation area or the library and do some studying for some of the harder classes.
Yep. The first class is of the afternoon is going to be world history, and surprise, surprise, because because Jackal is an kind of a jerk, and because it's been a while since I've done one of these, we're gonna have a pop quiz.
Oh man.
Boy.
Woo! Pop quiz.
So at the end of the session, we'll all roll mundane because this is a academic test, and see where everyone stands. If I remember correctly, everyone except for I think the only person with an academic strike is RK.
No. Wait, I
was
mean,
it?
I don't have an academic strike, is what I mean to say.
Oh,
Didn't Paladin flub the first one?
Remember, I passed.
Oh, it was Paladin.
Yep.
You're right. It was Paladin who flubbed the first one.
I flubbed a
My bad.
physical
Sorry,
exam.
RK.
Somehow Raz passed. I don't know what happened.
You don't remember I challenged the
sorry.
teacher.
That was different.
Oh, that was a different thing.
Oh, okay.
That was a
Well, I
different
haven't failed any academic stuff other than to that point where I got called to the principal's office.
Yeah. But no, I was talking about the first test we did at the very first session.
Didn't 2 of us fail that?
Yeah, I flubbed the physical.
Oh, right. Yeah, Madeline was the other person.
And I helped Paladin look good, so I know Paladin passed.
So maybe it was Madeline who was the one who flubbed it. Sorry, that was a while ago, and I forgot to keep
It's
track.
all good. But you said mundane. I would have thought like academics would be superior.
Let me go pull that up again. But
Really? I would have thought,
anyways, while we're
Savior,
go,
defend yourself from poor grades.
well, I will go look that up. But but while I'm doing so, so yeah, you're hanging out with you're hanging out in the courtyard after class. Maybe doing some studying uh for the test that Mr. Jackal has already promised that there's going to be.
Hmm.
Um, and uh, also I did add a advisor for your club because I had a good picture. I haven't written a bio for him yet, but
Rocket
that'll be
Hood.
your advisor for.
He's a Green Lantern.
Well, no, you can tell his
So,
arrow is blue, so means he stands for hope.
so,
Also, a rocket hood would be
but
very inconvenient.
so I couldn't think of a better name for him, so I just went with something generic.
all good.
But anyways,
I also pictured 5 seconds before his death. Brought a bow and arrow to this clearly gunfight.
let's see, spoon. Squire, Jennifer will approach you again. Paladin, I imagine that maybe you once again challenging you to another sparring contest because you're the only person who she's even though it's clear which one of you are that she is better than you at swordplay. You're the only one who can give her even close to a challenge.
I see. Well, then, let's not disappoint.
As we don't have to roll for this one. Uh, it you know nothing significant has changed between in with you. I guess you've gotten your other powers, haven't you?
Yes. So now would
So
be a good time for a rematch.
yes. So why don't we do another rematch? Why don't you roll holding? I'm assuming you're gonna use holding back.
Yeah, fight the
Or are
good
you gonna
fight.
go with or yeah, fight the good fight? I always forget that it's not holding back. I think that's what it used to be called. But all right, why don't you roll fight the good fight, assuming that you're not trying to hurt her.
All right. A good hit.
All right. Um.
And if I get the choice, choose it will be to resist or avoid her blows.
All right. So then, as you two fought and you fight once again, and what were the two that you unlocked this time?
Super speed and super strength.
Oh, so yeah, this time you're a lot faster than you were before, and you are able to you are able to pick up the victory. Although this one it's very closely fought. Um, at to the point where you could call it a draw, depending on, but you end up disarming her Or you can actually, you know what, you can describe how this goes. You're the one who rolled.
But it's mostly him on the defensive, watching the way she moves, countering each attack by attacking into it, as opposed to like a counter cut. Sort of just to show her that yes, he's improved. And in the end, yes, he not only disarms her weapon, but then catches it and hands it back hilt first.
Say that last part again. Sorry.
After disarming her of the weapon, he catches it and then curtsies and hands it back hilt first.
And she will take her sword and say, "You've improved. You've gotten faster and stronger. I can felt it in your swings."
Thank you. Although with my powers, it was still a challenge.
And she's just gonna be like, "Well, that makes us even, 1-1." As people have sort of gathered around and have been watching this fight, as Chelsea's just gonna sort of walk up to Jennifer. It's like, like a crowd is gathered, people chanting "fight, fight, fight." Like some trying to think of who would be the one who would be that kid to take bets on who's gonna win. Imp. Imp would be a good one. Imp is like, as Imp is collecting lunch money from some of the other students who were betting that you would lose again.
Huh. That is one hell of a beaten stick she has.
But yeah, not a single lawsuit. I'm always dropping something during these
I
games.
guess Superman does have a degree in journalism, doesn't he? I never really considered the period of time between, like, say, I guess Smallville and, like, actually going and getting a job that he probably actually has a 4-year degree somewhere.
Yeah, no, he has a long school adventure. That's where he meets Lois and her sister.
Okay.
You remember he has the relationship with Lana. Yeah, Lana Lang first.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lois later. Also, that's where, because remember, Lex Luthor is also from Smallville.
Yo, what's with all the L alliteration in Superman?
It's a classic comic book trope. Alliterate.
Oh, I mean,
someone's
alliteration,
names.
yes, totally. But specifically the letter L. Lana
Well,
Lane, Lois
to
Lane,
be
Lex
fair,
Luthor.
if you've already defined that one of the characters' last names is Lane and her sister is her sister, then she already has L, and your alliteration requires that you also have a first name with an L.
Well, it's the best way to start a mystery. Someone goes missing and you find the handkerchief and the initials are LL, and now you have to go, wait, which person could this possibly be? I know like 50 of them. Quick, someone come up with a topic.
Oh, well, sometimes.
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 Some crimes.
So in the edit, this is going to be a real short episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Oh
real
boy.
short episode.
Yeah, that's going to be the unfortunate downside here.
For what it's worth, I don't have any nephews that'll come disrupting us. Not yet.
I mean,
Not
I
yet.
do, but if anyone comes in this room, they better be bleeding from some orifice, because otherwise they're gonna go right back out again.
Sometimes my cat likes to yell at my door, but I just ignore him.
I was about to imagine like, oh yeah, if they don't come in bleeding, they're gonna leave it.
Doesn't mean my nephews don't even live here, and they can drive. I mean, so if they
Yeah,
show
it'd be
up
a
here and
weird
they
set of
come bursting in,
circumstances.
they better be bleeding. There better be an emergency. Michael, you gotta hide me. The cops, take this gun.
Okay, yeah, no, leave the stream on for that one. I want to see what's going
I mean,
on.
I got the window right here. It's perfect shootout spot position. I don't know what happened to Ractus. I think he committed cop suicide.
The last words that we have recorded from her were "for the views." And that's how our channel finally hits off.
I think my last words on channel would be something like, "Ah, it hurts."
This
Just
isn't like
go.
the movies at all.
It's got to be dramatic though. It's like my last words will be, "It's the monster of ah." They took the time to transcribe that.
Never mind, Griff. He's new here.
I know. Hey, Monty Python references, those are still relevant 30, 40 years on.
Typically, you want to make the reference somewhat tied into the conversation.
Hey, no, I thought it was tied in. Your last words.
Yeah, that
Make more
famous
dramatic.
shootout in the Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail.
Hey, they get all arrested at the end.
Yes, getting arrested is, part and part with a shootout.
And welcome back.
I'm so sorry.
You're just in
I
time for the
missed you.
shootout. Don't worry.
So,
So that's when RK brings out his Tommy gun and starts waylaying the school from the clock tower.
The dude is a living Tommy gun. That's just insult on injury.
I'm gonna pull it out like Rocky 5, where I just name myself Tommy Gun.
Oh goodness.
so
That's your
Awful.
hero name. We found it.
Yes, I've sacrificed my real name to name myself RK, so that I can then give myself another real name.
Look, I'm not saying you're making sense. I'm just saying it's happening.
I get amnesia, and I name myself after the first thing I saw. Unfortunately, I conked my head in a history museum. The history of violence. My name is Tommy Gun.
Beautiful.
Peter Griffin.
anyways, so, Imp is gathering, lunch money. Chelsea will sort of come up and, wrap one arm around Jennifer and say, Jenny, why do you keep hanging around with the like, stop hanging around with the nerds. It's ruining your reputation. And Jennifer's just going to like sigh and sheath her sword. It's like, you don't need, everyone knows that you're already better than this dork. And she's gonna be like, Jennifer's just not gonna say anything, and she's just gonna look to you, she's gonna look to you, Paladin, and it's like, look, and just sort of like scoff. It's like, everyone saw you, everyone knows that she beat you the first time. This was just a fluke.
Well, we can always try again, can't we?
She's just gonna scoff and say, you had your chance to hang out with the cool kids. You decided you wanted to hang out with the nerds. So, as far as I'm concerned, a nerd you always will be. come on, Jenny, let's go. Just half drag, half lead Jenny away.
Jenny, you don't have to be afraid of people like me, like she is.
Jenny's just going to shrug and let herself be led. So RK, what would you be doing after the pep rally?
I mean, what's on the schedule?
There's no classes until a little bit later, so it's basically free time.
Well, I mean, how much time?
A couple of that. Like you probably got like you've got an hour and a half.
What time of day is it?
Probably around 11. Right. Basically, you would have homeroom, then pep rally,
And
then free
classes after
hour.
lunch.
Yeah, then classes after lunch. So it's right now it's about 11, between 11 and 11:30. It's after the pep rally, before lunch.
Okay. I'm going to the science lab.
You mean you're going to that place?
The
Or are you
silence of, yes.
okay?
You've
The
given me
closer
a
you
bunch
get to
of
the
free
science,
time.
No.
the closer you get to the science lab, the more the whispers get louder and louder in your head. So,
Until the point
all
where
right,
they're
well,
no longer whispers? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, pretty much.
The whispers can only get so loud.
Yes. By the time you get into the shadow of the science building, it's less whispers and more people. She's straight talking to you, basically. Telling you to, trying to say whatever she can to get you to come into this forbidden classroom.
I mean, it seems pointless if I'm already walking that way.
Yeah. Well, that's also once she realizes that, then she's going to just be cheering you on.
I'm not a baby. Like the start of Fallout 3. Come on, little boy. Come on.
Yep.
have more awkward.
More.
Uh,
Barely got the first one out. Only took
Once you-
everything I had.
And then some.
So once you get to once you the hallway where this classroom is located is cordoned off. And you can see just by looking around that if you just casually stroll in here, all sorts of alarms are going to be tripped off,
I'm rolling,
and you'll have the
I'm gonna roll burn.
faculty will be on your ass in a second. All right, go ahead. Roll burn.
Do I have -2 to that?
Not to burn. Burn is conditions.
Alright, well, that marks me a condition.
Yes, well, your choice.
I'm already angry. What is my feeling right now? Insecure. I am insecure right now.
Okay.
Well, I was
You
trying
got
to
3
decide
burn.
between insecure or hopeless, and I think I'm more insecure. Hopeless is really like my last ditch emotion. Hard for me to feel hopeless.
Valid.
All right. So you got your burn.
Oh yeah, and then I use a move to just through the wall. I disappear from here, and I appear over there.
Yep, and so you slip past. Are you trying to go into the classroom or
Yeah, into the classroom.
just trying to go into the?
Like,
All right.
like as I described before,
Uh,
last time I used it, I just vanish from where I'm at, like, whoosh, and I just appear over there. I'm not Hulk bursting
Yep.
my
Nope.
way through the wall.
That's fine. I just wanted to know which one you were doing because that changes what happens.
Yeah, that's where you tell me
All
that the
right.
doorway
So
was a
you
portal, and teleporting into the room does nothing.
well that's not entirely true. Uh,
I know, I'm just joking. Just joking.
as she's as you get into the classroom and it looks pretty normal. Like suspiciously average looking classroom compared to all the other classrooms in the school, which are less than average. And then a voice will not appear in your head, but it'll basically be buzzing around the entire room saying, "RK, you finally decided to show up. I'm so happy." Let me just hold on a second. Let me make this visible to everybody.
Oh, has it not been visible to everybody every time?
Nope.
Well, I guess it has been in the sense that it's been on stream.
That's true. But
Yeah, take a look at this woman
as
with part of the background still under her arm.
I could crop that part out.
I know, I'm just
I
making...
guess I could have,
Look at this completely
but I'm not.
flat head
I
that
was
she's
pretty.
got.
That was more. That's more my fault. But if I didn't crop her like until I actually show off what she can do, then otherwise it would be way too much spoilers.
It's fine. I'm just joking while you get your stuff together.
So it's just it's so good to finally see you in person. I you can just call um uh what brings you to class today? Please take a seat.
I probably will sit. Well, tell me what you got to tell me.
And she's just gonna say, "Well, I wanted to teach you. Uh, but where's everyone else? I mean, haven't you been listening? I wanted more. Like, it's not really a classroom unless I have more students to teach."
I'll think of it more of a, sorry, my brain just shat itself. The word I had. Not tutorial,
Tutoring?
tutoring. Sorry, that's the word,
Tutoring.
yeah.
No problem.
And she's gonna be she's going to kind of frown at that and say, "Oh no, that certainly won't do." As she'll you know, but I'm flexible. I can make it work. As she'll just say, let's begin." As RK and she'll uh pull out a piece of chalk from seemingly nowhere and start writing stuff on the board. RK, roll resist influence.
I had this at a +2. Oh, but I'm insecure, so +0.
So it cancels itself out. Oh, that's a 9. All right. Oh.
I see this woman's art style, and I keep thinking she's from like the new Ghostbusters cartoons.
Well, this is the house style of Mask. So she's from the actual mask book.
Although technically, she could also fit the art style of that Men in Black cartoon as well.
Let's see,
I think probably from the same company.
I'm pretty sure it is. Same style, same kind of Saturday morning cartoon slot.
So, this isn't actually the resist influence move. This is more just whenever it comes to I always you can mark that you can just say the teacher has influence over you. As she just it you just sort of this tutoring session, she'll give you some information about sort of different dimensions, how some insight onto how your powers might work, which out of character I'm not sure how you imagined your powers work, but
Well, literally every time I would use a power, you ask and I tell you. So.
Sure, but I'm talking on the grand scale of things.
So there's no options that come up with this role, or since it's in
Nope.
that middle ground between success and fail.
Yep. As she just sort of, the time just seems to fly by. As she'll and and you come away feeling like you've learned something, but you're not really sure what you've learned.
So normal school day.
Except, yep.
That's a mood.
Except for the one. The one thing. The one thing that you definitely feel like is that whatever that you definitely get the feeling that you want to share this what you've learned with others and 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 that what you've learned is important and that other people should learn it too by bringing them here.
Except for the fact that I don't know what I've learned at all, so really getting that whole mind-washing vibe, and it's like,
I mean, kind of, maybe.
I mean, she was already trying to get me to bring other people here, so it's just more of the same.
Yes. Only this time it's much more. Only this time, if you don't, since you rolled a 9, if you don't, actively try and bring students here, then, she's going to start inflicting conditions on you. But yeah, she will say, but some of the things that you've learned, so here are some of the things that you've learned. One, you've learned how to, she teaches you how you can turn off the collar without, fooling the school, while fooling the school's monitoring system to think that you still have it turned on. That's the most important thing she's probably taught you.
I find that to be
terrifying.
Literally, I find that to be worthless information. You might remember I put this color on voluntarily. Telling me how to take it off again is like, literally. I'm not telling you, the character. I'm actually not telling anybody. I'm just putting that out there in the air.
Well,
my opinions in character on the matter would be that this was worthless information. If I wanted the collar off, I would take it off.
Well, then you would get in more trouble.
I robbed a bank.
So I'm trying
knowingly.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out something useful.
No, that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm not criticizing you, the GM, who's giving me the information. I'm just giving you the character insight. RK finds this to be worthless intel.
Yeah. And well, I'm trying to, and but she will give you
In fact, if
yeah.
you say that
She'll
I
give you
kind of don't, if I don't keep the information in my head, like I end the day thinking that I've learned invaluable information and then don't remember what it was, it could be that scenario of, okay, they're going to tell me something important. They mentioned the collar thing. I write that off as not important and useless. Sit through the day, leave, and remember, I noted something. Something might have been important. What was that?
Yep, that's basically what's going to happen.
Yeah, the thing that I wrote off is, okay, I'll write a note about that in my own head, and then just forgot about it completely because I didn't think it was
Yep.
important at all, and everything else tended to be not
Yep.
important either.
I'll say it may
Yep.
be not important to you, but I bet there's lots of other collared students who'd give heavily for that information.
Yeah, sure, but RK is not the kind of person who really cares.
Yep. But yeah. Well, the next thing the thing the next thing you know, it's almost it's halfway through lunchtime, and you're sort of walking out of the science lab, thinking, "Hey, I don't remember exactly what I learned from that teacher, but it was kind of important, and I might want to bring other people with me next time." As the voices in your head have stopped, though. So that's a
Okay,
so
let me
that's
know.
a
Let me know this. Am I excited about this information, or am I just like fanatical about this information?
you rolled a 9, and so you're just sort of excited.
Happy
Excited,
excited?
like, you're excited. I wouldn't say you're eager to share this information, but it's one of those things where, like, if the conversation ever comes up, then it's something like, "Oh, well, I learned this at this place," and
All right, okay, good. You just saved somebody.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 burn left. I could teleport to somebody and have them come back with me. That's all I was thinking of. If you were telling me that I was mind washed and super excited to share this information, then
That would have
I know the first person I'd want to share such information with.
Oh,
that would
boy.
have been what would have happened if you had rolled a 6 or less. So, as I'm looking for something because something else happened too, but I have to get a picture for it yet. But so what would you do but like I said, by the time you walk out of there, like, it doesn't seem like you were there that long, but when you look at the clock, it's like halfway through lunchtime already. So, what would you want to go do after that?
Well, for one thing, probably eat lunch.
Good point. So while you go eat lunch. People have been gathering to the lunch room. We'll go back to Raz since we haven't talked to Raz in a while.
Hey, how are you? I haven't done
Where?
anything this session.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We had things to do and interruptions.
So yeah. But after talking to Colt's fullback, what would Raz want to do?
Well, if you think for even half a second that Raz is missing a second of lunch, you're out your mind. It's
course not.
lasagna day in the cafeteria, and their lasagna is actually edible. By a normal person's standards, so you know Raz is gonna love it.
Yep.
So she filled with this what's the word I'm looking for?
Determination.
Eagerness to prove herself. She's very determined here. She's gonna go fucking carbo load so she can do this.
Yep. As everyone starts to gather in the cafeteria, all of the PCs. Well, Yuan is there too, and I'm not trying. Out of character, Yuan. I'm not trying to do this to exclude your character, but technically speaking, you weren't here for this part, so you'd be part of the crowd rather than one of the characters being treated as they're super cool. But basically, everyone is trying, like, everyone with the exception of Chelsea, is trying to get you to sit with them. Like you guys are now celebrities in the school, at least as long as your popularity lasts.
Valid.
So, uh, so the starlets are trying to the starlets are trying to get you to sit with them. So are the nerds and some of the bullies. Everyone except even the mean girls, with the exception of Chelsea. So
Hmm.
everyone wants to hear the story about how you guys fought actual supervillains.
Well, Raz loves to boast. She really does. But I think she just wants to find Angel. I think she'd rather sit with Angel
Yep. What
if she's
about the
not
rest?
sitting with her team.
Uh, so, and if you're hanging out with Madeline and Nell, Yuan, then you would be sort of swept along with this, sort of by proxy. And as Madeline, you're, like I said, if you wanted a chance to sit with people other than who you usually sit with, this is the time to do it.
Hum. Good question. Who would I sit with? I actually am not sure who I would choose at this point, other than just go back to the usual. Uh, Madeline's a simple girl. Maybe she'll just go ahead and stick with her friends. But we got the mean girls, and we have a new student here who is actually extraordinarily handsome. So I'm gonna throw him in with the mean girls. And of course, I have
Uh,
Nell with me, so it's perfect.
yes, and you are actually, uh, being extraordinarily good looking. Uh, you're also and having the new student allure. Uh, I guess you too would also be inundated with people who want to sit with who want you to sit with them. You know, any of the cliques. Some of the clubs sit with each other, but most of them sort of split up and go
Mhm.
their own way. But yeah, uh, the starlets will have you sit by them because you fit in with them because you're good looking. The bullies won't let you sit by them because they're I think the best word I can use for them is they ascribe to toxic masculinity, and so you definitely don't fit that vibe. No offense.
Oh
Well,
no, I'm so offended.
well,
Yeah,
that's true.
I'll sit with the mean girls I'll just stick close to Madeline, and if she's sitting with the mean girls, hell yeah.
All right. And probably for the first time, Madeline, Chelsea is not treating you like absolute garbage.
Hmm.
I mean, she's not. She's being. But she's not trying to be your friend either. I think the best word I can use is passive aggressive.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
Uh, but of course, I'm more
she, she's,
interested in the
she,
rest
she,
of her crew.
uh, yep. As as Ashley's also probably trying to she's basically Chelsea's whipped little puppy, so she's basically doing whatever Chelsea wants. The
Hmm.
rest of them are being nice to you. Uh, um, Jennifer in particular is she was always kind of on the outside of the mean girls, anyways, and she is very pleasant. So Raz is sitting with her regular dorky friends. Uh,
Hmm.
what? Let's go to and we got you on with the mean girls. Uh, where I'm not sure how socially, what's the word? Uh,
Adept.
What's the word I'm looking for? Adept Yuan is, but several of them are basically hitting on you. Particularly Ashley is hitting on you super hard. Jennifer is respectful. She is the, she is destined to hold Excalibur soon, and so she is respectful of your heritage as a. I guess technically you're a changeling, if we go by the classical definition of a human kidnapped by Fae.
Yeah.
But she is respectful of your Fae heritage.
Yeah, I think of like all the mean girls. Like Jennifer is the one that attracts Yuan's attention, and like, he'll pull out his cold iron dagger, place it on the table. Like, let's see yours.
Well, she'll show you her sword, which isn't Excalibur. Make that clear. She doesn't have Excalibur yet. That doesn't happen until she graduates. But she will she will like show you her magical sword, which is, is enchanted, in the classical sense, and she also has a cold iron dagger, which might put you off a little bit.
Yeah, it means she knows how to deal with the Fae, so that's something to keep an eye out for.
So, but she's not sort of doing it as sort of a threatening sort of way. But you literally just asked, I want to see your stuff too. So she's obliging. So,
My man just met a
So,
girl, and
I
he's
guess
like, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours."
that's true. So
He's got
Paladin.
game.
Yes, sir.
Where would you want to be hanging out? Again, probably out of anybody, like, you more so than anybody else are, being hounded, because not only are you, did you fight supervillains making you popular, but you also have some sort, you also had some sort of cred already being a legacy. You just chose not to hang out with the Starlets, but now it's like people are expecting you to go sit with the Starlets, but you can hang out with, you can choose to go back to your regular friends if you'd like, but people are like swarming around you. Girls are flirting with you, and you can go and hang out with anybody as people inundate you with questions about the fight with the supervillains, and suddenly interest in your legacy has uh gone up significantly.
As it should be. Yes. All right. Well,
So
I do think he'd want to hang out with those CF for at least some time, but yeah, I do think he would want to be with the Charlottes. That's where he would quote unquote say he belongs. So there is
eh,
that.
as
Yep.
yeah, as they would take a seat, save you a seat. As Kiki would sit next to you, and she's like, oh my god, we have to work. I gotta get you on my blog. It'll be, you talk about your fight with the supervillains. It's like, it'll be so cool.
Yeah, we can do that whenever you have the time.
She's like, yes. Rising Star will sort of say, I heard, I heard about it from my mentor, Captain Hollywood. As he's that was I probably could have done it a little bit better, but good job.
What are his powers?
Rising Star's powers are expert fighter, gadgets, and a slew of vehicles.
Well, sir, you may have technological wonders at your grasp, but that's nothing compared to a magic sword and the willingness to use it.
Hold on. Uh, as he's like, well, well, maybe we'll have to see about that.
I'll take it easy on you. Don't worry.
As Emerald Emerald Taipan will say, I'm just kind of annoyed that we didn't get to actually get to the mock bank robbery. I was looking forward to an actual fight. I'm sick and tired of having to play nice. I was looking forward to just letting loose for once.
Well, even in the midst of a real battle, you shouldn't go all out, or else you will lose yourself in the fight and perhaps would destroy yourself. I mean, that's how the samurai used to fight, but they expected to die in every battle.
She's like, I guess. She sort of shrugs. It's like, I get so bored. I I whipped up something special just to deal with what's your friend RK. I whipped up a special concoction that to deal with him and his his powers or whatever. I whipped up something special for each of you, and then I didn't get a chance to test them at all.
The time will come. There'll be other mock bank robberies and other things for us to foil. I doubt the school's going to abandon that tactic.
You're probably right. I should have started. Yep. I should have started to say, well, I'm just glad that you're the first person, well, to just treat me like I'm not a villain in disguise already. A villain, Hina or something. Everyone else took like months before people stopped calling me that. Hina being hero in name only.
And who's this person again?
Emerald Taipan. Basically a villain legacy. Kind of like Madeline.
Well, I mean, I've come from a storied hero family, but I still like to let people's own qualities shine through before I make any judgment upon them.
Thanks.
So, I mean, you may use poison, but that is an acceptable weapon of war, is it not?
That's what I've been trying to tell people. She's like, it's not like I'm going to kill anybody. I know what I'm doing. And, Kiki's just going to be like, yeah, we all know, Taipan, your parents are famous villains. They taught you how to kill people with poison, but you're not going to do that. We all heard this. He hasn't heard the story yet, Kiki, and everyone's just going to have a laugh. Let's see. I'm trying. Sorry, I'm getting to you in a second. RK, I'm just trying to find.
To be clear, if you see me typing, I wasn't typing to CMC. He's not saying that for a reason.
Oh no, that's fine. I was I am saying that for I was stalling. I was doing everyone outside of you because I was stalling. Trying to find a picture for something. Let's see. But RK, as you're on your way to lunch, you'll say, hey RK. As I'm getting the picture here shortly, but basically a girl will approach you, someone who looks vaguely familiar, like you know that you've seen them around the school before, but you've not really, maybe not talked to them that much. Mind if I walk with you? I'm getting their picture up now. I'm just trying to find it
I hate to
in my
say it,
file.
but it seems like something that RK would say. It's free country.
She's like, thanks, as she will follow along, and I don't think I've talked to you that much. My name's Jane Smith.
Not the Jane Smith.
And she's like, I was going to say Jane Doe, but that would be way too suspicious. So Smith is less
Oh
suspicious.
man,
But
if you do pull a Jane Doe, make her know everything.
so, well, maybe she does.
A gender-shifted John Doe.
She's gonna say, where have you been?
I'm sorry. I don't know you, right?
You feel like you do know her, but it's hard to place.
No, I mean I said that though.
Oh,
I said that despite what you've said. I mean,
Oh.
if you're saying that I feel
Alright.
that way, I think I still would have said that.
Okay, that's fine. I misunderstood what you said. Don't think I've used this picture yet. So I will. And I might change her name later, but for now, we'll just call her Jane Smith. You're like, oh, you know me. We've known each other for we've known each other for a long time. I'm in most of your classes.
Okay. Jesus. I don't want to get another condition. Now that we're on the whole playing the game right. Knowing rules and whatnot. God, I want to ask questions.
You could this time. Look, if you're talking about elemental awareness, I'll tell you right now that I would have told you that she's someone who you've seen around school and feel like you've talked to her before, but never been able to like. It's a vague memory, like it's super hazy. So
Right. Right, because my first thought now is that she's like a reality warper or she has a superpower that's related to memory.
let me. Well, to speak out of character for a minute, you just got done talking to somebody who might have messed with your mind a little bit, and suddenly somebody who you don't know, who you just met but seems to be very familiar with you, has appeared out of literally nowhere. Gee, I wonder if the two are connected.
I'm also 14 and dumb.
RK is
So,
far more impressionable than he seems.
Well, I really like playing in a game where my own stupidity I can blame on my character's stupidity. Like, no, not me, the 36-year-old man. I'm not an idiot. My character's 14 and dumb. That's not me.
So anyway, she's like, let's like, you going to lunch?
Yes.
I'll come with you.
Been anywhere interesting lately?
And she's like, not really. Have you?
No.
Oh, are you sure? You can tell me.
Okay. I've been to the science lab.
Oh, fascinating. And she'll just say, you mean that one that's been forbidden?
Yeah, there's super interesting stuff in there.
And
Like
she's like,
cool information about things.
oh, well, she's like, cool. Well, I'll be, if that's the case, then hopefully I'll be able to tell, hopefully, and we should, who cares what the teachers say? Let's, maybe we should get more people to go.
Right. I'll get right on that.
And she'll just sort of follow you. Once you show up to lunch, everyone will sort of look to you. You see, Madeline sitting with the mean girls, Paladin sitting with the starlets, Raz sitting with the dorks, the new kid sitting with Madeline. And unlike everyone else, people are, I guess some people are kind of like asking you about the, um, about the supervillains and wanting you to sit with them. But not every, but you're a little bit less of a hot commodity than everybody else. So, but you have your choice of where you want to sit.
In a back corner where nobody else is. No, everybody sits in the corners these days. Somewhere a table with few people.
Ah, a few, only few people.
Well,
All
I mean,
right.
there's definitely not going to be a table with no people.
Yeah, that's true. But
The
he said
fewest
at one
people
of the,
possible.
yeah, you sit with, so a few of the loners, uh, um, as a few tables, down from you, Alice is sitting with a few people. I like how you don't like Alice, but you two keep running into each other because you both hate other people.
I mean, she could make things change. And then I'd
So
spot her immediately.
yes, so you're, sitting at the same table. You've got now Alistair, who's sort of reading by himself. Uh, sit, sitting. Uh, Selena Soulspite is, talking with her rock band about their next, concert nearby. You can hear them talking to each other. Uh, let's see. Um, as
I do like that this
as you
table with the least amount of people possible has an entire rock band at it.
no, that's two tables down.
Oh, okay.
So at your table, all you really are sitting with is Alistair, sitting like basically kitty corner, and he's just basically just trying to avoid looking at you. Um, um, and that's probably it. Although, you're eating as from behind you. You although Jane is sitting with you, trying to start casual conversation. Um, trying to encourage you to sit with other people. not be so not be so emo.
Is anybody else noticing Jane? Anyone else talking to Jane?
Well, people seem to be noticing her, but since she's hanging out with you, no one seems to want to hang out with her.
Okay, just making sure she's not a figment of my own imagination.
As you're trying to eat, you constantly, you think you're maybe hear your stomach growling, but then you hear, the growling turns into like actual growling, and then loud barking behind you. As Jane like jumps up and to the other side of the other side as you hear like the clanking of teeth as she's like, ah, mongrels. As from sitting directly behind you at another table is Wolf Princess. And she's just gonna turn slowly and look to you.
So Medusa with wolves' heads.
Pretty much.
Not something I would have ever thought of.
So, as the wolves, although it's not so much that she's a Medusa, it's that like they're sort of like coming out of her clothing, pretty much, or basically she's got a portal inside of. She's basically a portal to another dimension is inside her
Yes,
brain.
the wolf dimension.
Yes. And so they're basically trying to. They're basically half trying to escape. As you can see, like most of the time it's just their heads, but as they look to you, they one of them tries to crawl out from what appears to be her sweater, and she basically forces it back inside her sweater. She's gonna sort of look to you and say, "You're you smell different than normal."
I'm going to ignore the comment.
As she's just going to look to Jane and say, "Be wary of that one. She smells foul."
Sorry, my first thought was, yep, this is high school.
That she's just gonna.
People making fun of you for anything.
As Jane is like, just ignore her. She's clearly wrong in the head. She's just as Adele is just going to be like, she's gonna get up and move away from you, but she's gonna, how you constantly watch Alice. Now you know how Alice might feel as she's basically doing the same thing to you.
I mean, I also typically float 7 feet in the air and look down upon everybody, so being looked at really isn't that weird for me.
True, but you've got this sort of like feeling of being watched. Yeah, it's basically a stalker triangle at this point.
Why is Alice watching Wolf Princess?
No,
well, it's not really a triangle then. It's more like a line.
That's true.
A line of discomfort.
Yep. But you still kind of can hear as you're eating the sort of soft growl of wolf heads.
Well, I mean, given the number of animal-based heroines at the school, I mean, probably the whole cafeteria is full of animal noises of some sort.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, that's true. All right.